J-Bone here, and it is time for us to recap and review the 2025 F1 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix race weekend that has me, J-Bone, rethinking everything about how this season might end up. J-Bone! First and foremost, let's go over the biggest results from the 2025 F1 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend. For the first time since the 2024 Brazilian Grand Prix 10 races ago, the driver who qualified fastest was not the driver who earned the race win. At race start, pole sitter Max Verstappen of Red Bull got a slower jump off the line than McLaren's Oscar Piastri in P2. This resulted in Max losing out to Oscar at turn 1 and then going off track and staying ahead of Oscar, as Max claimed that Oscar had forced him off rather than overtaken him cleanly. The stewards, however, did not agree, and Max subsequently received a 5-second penalty for leaving the track and gaining an advantage when he did not give the position back to Oscar before the safety car came out, with this penalty eventually deciding the race in Oscar's favor, as Oscar would go on to finish P1 less than 3 seconds ahead of Max in P2. P3 went to Ferrari's Charles Leclerc, who had a phenomenal drive on Sunday to give the prancing horses their first Grand Prix podium of the season. P4 went to McLaren's Lando Norris, who had a decent recovery drive after a shocking Q3 crash from the then championship leader meant he'd only qualified 10th. Yikes. I'll be talking all about the whole Oscar versus Lando debate here soon, so stay tuned. P5 and P6 went to the Mercedes of George Russell and Kimi Antonelli respectively. George continues to impress as he's one of just 2 drivers alongside Lando Norris to finish in the top 5 of every Grand Prix thus far this season, and when you pair his great results with Kimi's consistency, it is no wonder that Mercedes are sitting solidly in P2 in the World Constructors' Championship. P7 went to Ferrari's Lewis Hamilton, who is continuing to have difficulty adjusting to the Ferrari car, which is leading to him consistently finishing well behind his Ferrari teammate Charles Leclerc. P8 and P9 impressively went to the Williamses of Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon respectively, with the former having his best weekend since joining Williams this offseason that included a P6 performance in qualifying. This great weekend for Williams has helped propel them to their best season start since 2016 and 5th place in the Constructors' Championship, aka best of the rest. And rounding out the points, you have V-Carb rookie Isaac Hadjar finishing P10 with a solid drive. In terms of interesting results from outside the top 10, you had that first lap bromance crash between former Red Bull driver Pierre Gasly and future former Red Bull driver Yuki Tsunoda that caused them to both retire from the race, and you also had a near crash between Sauber's Gabby Bortoleto and his manager, Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso, that would have been quite awkward had it occurred. Whoa. Did you enjoy watching the 2025 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix? Let me know in the comments. And speaking of watching things, if you're looking for a pair of sunglasses that are high quality and start at only $25 a pair, you need to check out my sponsor, Goodr Sunglasses. Yes, high quality $25 sunglasses. It sounds too good to be true, but it is not, thanks to Goodr. All Goodr sunglasses are 100% polarized, made of high quality yet lightweight materials, and specially designed to not slip or bounce while on your face. Check this out. They also come in a zillion different styles, from the classics to the crazy, so no matter your personality, Goodr has you and your eyes covered. Whether you're looking for sunglasses for everyday wear or to put on while you run, hike, sim race, and more, Goodr's got you. I wear mine when I watch F1 so that I can hide the fact that I'm crying whenever one of my predictions is wrong. The best part is, because Goodrs are so affordable, you do not have to worry about losing or breaking them. You can have a pair for every occasion. If you need a new pair of sunnies, Goodr is giving Formula 1 listeners free shipping. You can go to goodr.com/fbone and use code FBONE for free shipping. Goodr offers a 30-day money-back guarantee and 100% satisfaction. Again, that's goodr.com/fbone and use code FBONE for free shipping. Next up, here's how J-Bone's F1 Rookie of the Year race is looking after the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend. As a reminder, I'm judging the F1 rookies all season long based on their performances relative to their cars, not just points scored. After each race, I award my last place rookie 0 points and my first place rookie 5 points, and the winner of J-Bone's F1 Rookie of the Year race will be the rookie with the most points come the end of the season. Here's how my rookie standings looked entering the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and here are my Saudi Arabian Grand Prix rookie rankings. In last place, give me Gabby Bortoleto, who qualified last by a colossal margin, and then finished last of the finishers, while also nearly causing a collision with Fernando Alonso. In 5th place, I'm going with Jack Doohan because he was not able to make it out of Q1 in a car that his teammate put in Q3, and then he also lost 2 positions during the race when you don't include DNFs. In 4th place, let's go with Ollie Behrman, who made it into Q2 in qualifying unlike his teammate Esteban Ocon, but who was not able to really do anything in the race. In 3rd place, I've maybe controversially got Liam Lawson, who would have had his best result of the season at P11 and maybe could have even stolen the final points paying position away from his V-Carb teammate Isaac Hadjar, had he not received a 10-second penalty for leaving the track and gaining an advantage. In second place, give me the consistent Kimi Antonelli, who had another solid top 6 result where he finished near his teammate George Russell and ahead of the Ferrari of Lewis Hamilton. And in first place, you know it's Isaac Hadjar, who turned a P14 in qualifying into his second career points finish by finishing P10 and beating his teammate, as well as both of the rival Haas's and Aston Martins. So here are the most recent J-Bone's F1 Rookie of the Year race standings. Let me know your thoughts on them in the comments. Before we move on to breaking down the biggest happenings at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, be sure to toss this video a like, because I'm trying to hit 4,000 likes on it so that YouTube likes me, J-Bone, more, and shows my race previews and recaps to more people this season. Liking this video is 100% free, and it really helps out my channel, so thanks in advance. J-Bone! Now, let's talk about some of the biggest stories that arose from the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend. First, is Oscar Piastri officially McLaren's top driver and not Lando Norris? McLaren F1 team driver Oscar Piastri just won the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix to make it 3 wins in 4 races and catapult himself to the top of the World Drivers' Championship standings for the first time in his career. Fun fact, Oscar is now the first Australian driver to sit atop the F1 driver leaderboard since his manager Mark Webber back in 2010, and more relevant, fun fact, Oscar Piastri and his McLaren teammate Lando Norris are now tied on career Grand Prix wins at 5 apiece, which is part of the larger puzzle here. Is Oscar Piastri or Lando Norris McLaren's top driver? I don't know. Entering this Formula One season, Lando Norris was the Vegas favorite to win the F1 Drivers' Championship, with Oscar trailing far behind. However, just 5 Grand Prix weekends into the season, Oscar has already usurped Lando and all other drivers in the championship odds department, despite leading Lando by just 10 points with approximately, a zillion points left on the table to be won this season. While the 2 McLaren drivers are absolutely neck and neck right now, as the gap between them could easily be deleted and then some after the Miami Grand Prix next weekend, which I should note Lando Norris won last season, the fact that Oscar has now won 3 of the last 4 Grand Prix is a big deal. No driver not named Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton has won 3 out of 4 Grand Prix since 2016 when Nico Rosberg did it, and that stat alone does indicate to me that Oscar Piastri should be treated as McLaren's top driver, at least for the time being, as Lando continues to settle into the season. I should note that it does appear as if McLaren at least somewhat agree with me here, as they gave Oscar the first upgrade package of the season and not Lando in Jeddah. Alright, now who do you think is McLaren's top driver right now? Let me, J-Bone, know in the comments. Second, Red Bull F1 driver Max Verstappen is not happy. After a controversial 5-second penalty ruined what very well could have been a race-winning drive for Max Verstappen at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, Max was, and is still being, a man of few words about the whole ordeal. And it's not just because Mad Max is mad at the stewards and believes that he should not have been given that penalty. It's also because he rightfully believes that he cannot express his honest thoughts on that whole situation without risking getting in trouble. I made a full video on this that you should go check out after this video, but the long and short of it is that in response to drivers criticizing the FIA last season, the FIA made it punishable by fine and/or suspension to talk smack about the FIA, which is just some absolute psycho censorship stuff. Good thing I'm not part of the FIA, or I'd have just gotten fined for saying that just now. So what's happening is that the media keeps asking Max about the penalty situation for content, and Max can't give his honest thoughts on it because he might get fined or suspended, so he has to just say nothing, which is way worse for literally everybody involved except the FIA. So annoying, FIA. I cannot wait until we get some sensible people in charge of the FIA who will certainly immediately repeal those new rules. But hey, it wasn't all bad for Max Verstappen in Saudi Arabia. Not only did he outscore every driver not named Oscar Piastri, but he also somehow won Driver of the Day despite the fact that he started the race in first and finished it in second. Seriously? What the heck is going on with these Driver of the Day votes this season? Is somebody DDoSing F1's voting system? Or is there like some Bodie McBoatface meme situation I'm not aware of where everyone just picks the funniest option? I don't know, but it's got to be one of those two things because these are the weirdest Driver of the Day votes I've ever seen. Next up, Formula 2 history was made this past weekend, and it could have a huge Formula 1 impact. Let me explain. Red Bull Junior driver Arvid Lindblad won the F2 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix sprint race to not only achieve his first F2 win, but to also set a new record for the youngest ever Formula 2 race winner at just 17 years, 8 months, and 11 days of age. Lindblad is no stranger to setting age records like this, by the way. Just last season, he set a new record for the youngest ever Formula 3 race winner at just 16 years, 6 months, and 21 days of age. So how could this Formula 2 news have a huge Formula 1 impact? Because it adds even more fuel to the Arvid Lindblad hype train. Even before he won this race and set this record, Arvid Lindblad was already the most hyped Formula 2 driver and the F2 driver most likely to be on the F1 grid next because of his status as Red Bull's next man up. Lindblad is seen as somewhat of a prodigy as despite his young age, he is already highly regarded due to both his skill and accomplishments. After a super successful karting career that got him signed on as a Red Bull Junior for 2022 and beyond, Lindblad moved up to Formula racing and has already accomplished such feats as sweeping the Macau Grand Prix F4 weekend, getting the most wins in F3 last season, and winning Formula Regional Oceania, with the latter securing Lindblad an FIA super license, meaning he'll be able to drive in F1 once he turns 18 later this year. And with his parent team Red Bull having dominion over 4 of Formula 1's 20 grid spots, and Lindblad continuing to impress with this latest achievement, it is now almost a certainty that we'll be seeing Lindblad in either a Red Bull or V-Carb car in the very near future, possibly even before the end of this season. All that is to say, remember the name Arvid Lindblad because you'll be hearing it again sooner than later. A new business is oftentimes called a small business, but there is nothing small about starting your own company. My partner Shopify knows this because they were once a small business too, and that is why they are who you should trust to help you with your small business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. Tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. And if you're looking to grow your business internationally, Shopify has global selling tools to help you in over 150 countries. In person more your thing? Shopify's award-winning point of sale connects your online and offline sales all in one place. With 99.99% uptime and the best converting checkout on the planet, you'll never miss a sale again, only with Shopify. Get all the big stuff for your small business right with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/fbone. Go to shopify.com/fbone, all lowercase, shopify.com/fbone. Finally today, we need to talk about how my 3 bona-fide race predictions for the 2025 F1 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix turned out. As a reminder, I was 6 for 12 on the season entering the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, so I was extra motivated to do well with those predictions so that I could stay above 50% on the season and thus stay out of L-bone territory. My first race prediction was that Max Verstappen would win the 2025 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and he should have, as he qualified fastest, and the F1 driver who qualified fastest had earned the race win the previous 9 races in a row. But of course, the one time a driver doesn't convert a fastest qualifying lap into a win, it screws me out of a prediction hitting. In retrospect, maybe I got a little bit too cocky when Max qualified P1. Credit to the J-Bone haters, they were right. My second race prediction was that Ferrari's Lewis Hamilton would finish ahead of his old Mercedes teammate George Russell in Saudi Arabia. I am officially done predicting Lewis Hamilton to do anything spectacular until further notice, as he just is clearly not comfortable enough in that new Ferrari car to inspire any confidence in him whatsoever. Hindsight is 20/20, but considering George Russell's form these days, I easily could have just predicted one of the Ferraris to beat George, and that would have been an acceptable prediction that would have come true because Charles Leclerc beat him. But alas, I'm an idiot. And my third race prediction was that Oscar Piastri would finish ahead of his McLaren teammate Lando Norris, and ding ding, thankfully that one came true so that I didn't go 0 for 3 with my predictions like a total L-bone loser. J-Bone, oh my god, I suck. Thank you for your service, Oscar, I guess. Sneeze if your predictions suck. That puts me at 7 for 15, aka 47% for the season thus far with my predictions, which, yes, means I'm back below 50%, I know, okay? However, I am not L-bone just yet, as I am not eligible to become L-bone until we have entered the second half of the F1 season, so I still have plenty of time to right the ship before the thought of once again becoming L-bone even enters my mind, okay? By the way, because my name is still J-Bone and not L-bone, do not comment L-bone on this video because I will read it and it will make me upset because it's not true, because I'm J-bone, I'm not L-bone. And while you're not commenting L-bone, toss me a subscription now and ring that notification bell so that you'll get my Miami Grand Prix preview video next week right when it drops. And while you're doing that, do not forget to like this video so that YouTube likes J-Bone more. Special shout out to my top YouTube channel members: Joe Max's #1 Hater Snow, Brian Linton, Wolflow's Racing, Waffleopicus, Melissa Cruz, The Tater, Amar Zuber, and David Hake. Mash that join button just below this video to get your name shouted out right here in future videos. And if you want to join 1,000 plus F1 fans in the free to join Formula Bone Discord community, you can go do that through the join link in the description. Until next time, folks, J-Bomb! J-Bomb!